Okay, this is question number 12 from our revision paper, Set A, Paper 2. Okay, let's start. Begin with our usual annotations. Read, annotate, choose, and evaluate. At the beginning of a day, a florist has 35 carnations, 60 tulips, and some roses. There were twice as many roses as tulips. A. What percentage of the flowers she has at the beginning of the day are carnations? Give your answer correct to one decimal place. After she sowed 40 tulips, what percentage of the flowers she had left are carnations? Okay, so you can see this question here, percentage question. Done my first reading. Let me go on to the next reading with some annotations at the same time making little notes. So I have got 35 carnations, 60 tulips, some roses. Not said how many roses, but here's the tip about the roses. There are twice as many roses as tulips. Okay, so if I write it at the note at the side here, I have carnations, tulips, and roses. Carnations 35, tulips 60, and then roses 2 times of tulips. So that's the first step already. I can find tulips. I can find roses. There will be 2 times 60, that's 120. Okay, so next part. The question asked here, first part, A. What percentage of the flowers? So key question here says percentage of the flowers. She has at the beginning of the day are carnations. So if I color this blue for carnations, percentage of the flowers at the beginning of the day, so are carnations. So beginning of day here states here beginning of day. This is beginning of day. Okay, it seems like after there's some selling afterward. That's for B. Okay, and then the key phrase here, correct to one decimal place. So there's some rounding to do. Okay, done my reading for A. Let's just focus on A first. Before something happens in B, there's some selling going on. Okay, so the first part says percentage of flowers. So of flowers, I can understand that of flowers mean all of this. Okay, so all flowers. So from all flowers, I could find that is 35 flowers plus carnations plus total of tulips, that's 60, and then 120 for roses. That adds up to a total of 215 flowers. So you want the percentage of all the flowers being carnations. So I zoom into carnations, that's 35. So for A, I have percentage of flowers, that means all flowers. Out of all the flowers, I'm looking at carnations. Times 100%. Okay. So that will be 35 of 215 times 100%. I can use my calculator for this as I press it along with my calculator at the side, at my side. 35 out of 215 times 100%. I will get 16.279 and then on and on and on. Okay, round to one decimal place. That means I stop at here. So I'll be 16.3 because 7 It's greater than 5, so it's closer to 16.3. So this is the answer for A. Okay, when I write the answer in 16.3%, do not forget the percent symbol. Okay, next question. Next question, there's something going on. Let's look at the next part here. Still focusing on carnations. Still carnations. But this time round, there's some selling going on. Okay, so 40 tulips are sold. What percentage of the flowers she had left are carnations? Okay, then here's the important question. Still asking for carnations, but it's about tulips that's being sold. So let me highlight this. 40 tulips are being sold, meaning tulips here, this one is the one that's changing. Okay, the tulips is changing. Because tulips is changing, what do you think will change as well? All the flowers may change also, because that's what's left. But I think then the quick question is, carnations, what about carnations? Did carnations change? So you can figure out from this part of the question, it says it's about carnations, and actually carnations didn't change. So it is still for B. When I'm looking at carnations, carnations hasn't changed. And out of the flowers she had left, so it's still looking at all flowers. But these all flowers, they have some being sold. So we are looking at this left after sold. Sold what? Sold tulips. So in other words, I'm looking at still 35. Then the total, instead of 215, I have 40 tulips being sold. So 40 flowers times 100%. Okay, so I'm looking at 35 out of 175 times 100%. Okay, can use my calculator to check this. And I get 20%. Okay, right, so that's the answer for B. No rounding needed for B. It is exactly 20%. So this part again focus on carnations being asked, but what is changed is the all flowers. So my all flowers here originally it was 215, but I must take away the 40 tulips that was being sold. So I have the total was originally 215 minus the 40 tulips that was sold, it will become 175 as the all flowers as the denominator. Then convert to percentage after that. Okay? So this is question 12 for paper 2 revision set A.